And welcome to Live Through Your Soul, the number one purpose driven talk show across the globe. I am your host, Alicia Sylve, and I am here to talk about purpose. Y'all know I love purpose, I love hearing people's stories. And tonight we're going to be talking about purpose. We're going to be talking about the reasons for purpose. We're going to dig into expecting the unexpected, God's timing, and all of that good stuff with my special guest. So give my special guest a round of applause. You all know her, you've seen her, you've heard her. She's just the best all the way around, right? And some of you have been waiting on this perfect moment. So help me welcome my special guest, Tamika Chapman. Yes, welcome.
Hi. Hello, hello, good evening. How are you doing today?
I am doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's an amazing day. It's a great Friday, okay? It's been a very sunny day, right? So the sun
Yes.
always is in a
Well,
kind of way.
I've had a few dark clouds on this side, but yeah, the sun will shine tomorrow. The sun will shine tomorrow. So we're just gonna dive right on in. Like I was saying, we are talking about the reasons. I heard somebody say, and I don't know if I'm even get the words right, but the reasons that we're here.
Hey.
So I mean that lets me know that we're all here for a reason. God has us here for a reason. Um, so with that, we're gonna be talking about the timing because I think timing is very important, and especially when you have been asking God for different things, you've been pleading and crying, I want this and I want that, I need this, I need that. God He's listening, but it's all about the timing. So,
Yeah.
what I want to talk about, guys out there, if you don't know this lady, she has persevered through so much, and if you don't know, you about to know. You about to know. Her story is one that will make you say, "Oh, she's crazy. She's crazy." But at the end of the day, baby, you must have that crazy faith. So we're just gonna dive right on into it. Tamika Chapman, CEO of I skipped that part, CEO of the Mobile TV Global Network. I have you here.
I am here, and I'm excited to be here to speak with you today about purpose, and the timing of it all, and
Yes.
the perseverance of it. Yeah, I'm here for it.
All right, then let's get started. So let's talk about the timing because I'm not going to tell your age, but we know that you have some toddlers running around the house. So let's talk about timing. Like, how perfect was the timing of your toddlers appearing, of your toddlers being born or given to you?
I would say this, that a lot of people, when I tell them that I had an 18-year journey to motherhood, they look at me and they don't know what to think, right? Because a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
they wouldn't wait for 18 years. A lot of people don't wait for 18 years. A lot of people don't wait for 6 months for things, right? But um, I would say that the timing was perfect for them to be here at this exact moment as toddlers in my life. It's
Mm-hmm.
perfect, even though the journey to getting here was not the journey that I wanted to be on. Even though the journey of going through the ups and downs of all of the treatments that I had gone through, I don't I didn't want to go through all of that because when you're growing up, you don't think that you would have to go through that just to have a child, especially when so many others are around you having children, multiple
Right.
children, back to back children. But I will say that my journey allowed me to start to embrace myself. It
Mm-hmm.
it gave me time to learn patience, which you need. It gave me time to really begin to love myself again, right? Because
Right.
there's no way that I can be a mama to my kids. There's no way that I can be whole for them and not be whole for myself. So
That's so true.
my journey, it wasn't the entire journey that I learned this. It was actually toward the end of the journey that I had to relearn how to love, relearn
Mm-hmm.
that there's value to me, that I am a whole woman. But also it was about helping others. I had to learn how to start enjoying my journey while I was
Right.
right. And so once I began to enjoy my life as it was without expectation of, okay, I have to have a kid right now, like I have to have a child right now, I began to, be more grateful for the things that were right in front of me.
That is good.
So, and so again, it's all about the journey, and not only the journey of now being a mom, but the journey of back to me, a journey of back
Right.
to my roots. Because we grew up in church, we grew up knowing how to read the Bible, we grew up singing, we grew up around people that prayed for us, prayed over us, prayed with us, and when they talked to us, it was in prayer. Okay,
Right.
so. uh, I had to get back to my roots of what that really mean, what it meant for me, what it meant for me in my life, like right now. Um, so yeah, the timing was perfect for them to be, for me to become a mom, and I became a mom at 39 years old. I became a mom at
Wow.
39 years old, and then I became a double mama at 40. Okay? So I will say this. I'll say this in timing, because we're talking about timing.
Mm-hmm.
God's timing is not our timing. We know that.
Yes. Yes.
Always, make a joke, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be a 40-year-old mama around, baby on my hip. Like that's not cool. That's not sexy. And so the irony of it all is that I wasn't a mom of one. I was actually a mom of two by the
Of
time I was
two.
40, right? And so now I got two babies, one on each hip. So, um, timing is not the thing that we should really focus on when we are looking for God's blessings, when we're looking for
Right.
what we're supposed to be doing in life, like what our purpose is in life. Is not
Mm-hmm.
the time or how long it takes to get there, but it's about what are you doing with the time until you get there.
Right. We have to learn to live in the time that we are
Yes,
in
yes,
before we actually go to that next level that, God wants us to go to. It's very important that we learn to live where we are.
absolutely.
It's nothing wrong with having dreams, nothing wrong with having goals, but at the end of the day,
Right. At the end of the day.
it has to be in God's will for your life.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I will say that for me, I think my journey lasted so long because for one,
Mm-hmm.
it may not have had to last as long as it did, but I will say that I was doing some things that I don't think that I should have been doing. I was trying to do God's job,
Mm.
right?
Wow.
And I know that, there's a lot of fertility treatments out here. I know that there are things that help people to, have the family that they want and desire. But I think for me, it was in my head, okay, let me go create this baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't
Let
about,
me do this real quick.
right? I'm not a creator of life. Like that's not my job. I don't create life. It's for me to carry life into the world. And
Mm-hmm.
so in my head, it was I'm creating this person, this little human being, and that wasn't what it was. And I had to be brought back to my knees, right? 'Cause
Mm.
we
Yes.
we get on our knees, but then we jump right back up. But we need to stay down there a little bit longer, right?
Come on. We need
So,
it's called tarrying. You
right?
gotta tarry.
Had to carry on a little while longer. So that it allowed me to, just get back to what it really what my core was. What
Mm.
is I had to get back to that point.
That is good. Thank you for sharing that. Ladies and gentlemen out there listening in, we are here to um, give you some inspiration, some motivation, some knowledge on what purpose looks like. Everyone has a purpose. Everybody's purpose, it may not be the same, but I guarantee you your story will help the next person. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to bring it. I'm here to bring it to you. So thank you all for tuning in. Let's move over into expecting the unexpected. And I'll just share this because I haven't shared this. A lot of people don't know it, but I I was not well. So 2020, I ended up getting pregnant. And I wasn't expecting it, but I was expecting something else from God. But God allowed me to get pregnant, and even in my pregnancy, um, everything that I was expecting, I was able to actually live it out. I'm still living it out. So I'm grateful for that. But what does it mean for you to expect the unexpected?
Wow. Expecting the unexpected. I will tell you some things that I did not expect. I didn't expect to really truly. Okay, I'll just back it up a little bit. I expected my son, but I did
Mm-hmm.
not expect that the journey would take so long for him to get here.
Mm-hmm.
I named my son 10 years before he got here.
Wow.
I saw my son 4 years before he got here. So
Mm-hmm.
I was walking around with an expectation of, okay, that has to happen. And I think that fueled me to continue going and continue to hold on to the faith that I had. But what I did not expect was for me to be pregnant for 2 months and not
Mm-hmm.
even know it. Right. On top of it, I didn't expect for me to become pregnant a second time 9 months later for 2 months and still not know it.
You
Um,
fast, girl. You fast.
oh my God. So I didn't expect the unexpected. I knew that God is a big God. I know that God
Mhm.
is a big God. He's able to just answer our prayers just like that. But I
Right.
will tell you that I wrote a book. And actually, this coincides with that. I wrote my first book in 2017 after my son was born.
Mhm.
And that book, those words reminded me of my journey. It reminded me of how much I had grown throughout
Right.
the entire time. It reminded me of the prayers that I was praying, and it renewed my faith. Like I had even more crazy faith within me because I read my own words. And
Mhm.
because of me reading that is I really believe that was a big reason why we were able to conceive a second child. And again, these were natural births. I mean,
Right.
natural conception without any use of any fertility treatments that are out there. But expecting the unexpected, I always tell people to walk in authority towards your blessings.
That's good.
You are wanting something in life, if you are desiring something for your life, it can happen. It can happen. I mean, don't be too extreme with it. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to dream of the impossible. Really, truly, with anything, God is possible. God is possible. God will
That's
make
true.
anything happen for you that He has designed for you. Right.
Mhm.
So, because I tell people to walk in authority towards their blessings, I have to do the same.
Right.
Same. So whatever that vision is, whatever that goal is that I'm wanting to have or to achieve, I have to walk as if, okay, I know God got me. He's not gonna let me fail. I may have to pivot a little bit. I may have to adjust over here, but I'm it's gonna happen. It has to
Right.
happen because I believe in me speaking it to him, not just speaking it into the atmosphere, but I speak it directly to him. Because if y'all don't know me, you for those that do know me, I should say, you know that Jesus is my bruh. He is my brother.
Yes.
I talk to him every single day about everything. I go through him for everything. Before I make a move, I'm talking to him like my children understand Jesus is in his house. Okay.
Right.
And so expecting the unexpected to me is just you believing that whatever it is that you are desiring for your life, whatever your heart's desire is, God will give that to you. And it may not be for a family or children. It may be
Mhm.
a job. It may be for a house. It may be for a family. It may be for a spouse. Whatever that is, whatever your heart's desire is, God will definitely provide that for you.
I agree. And I'm gonna just say this: the what I learned about becoming pregnant and having a short pregnancy was the purpose of it all. The purpose of it all was to actually get to the place that I am today, the place that I am in life, the place that I am in my marriage, financially, stability, all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
It took the pregnancy to bring together every other thing that I had, been expecting God to do for me. So in life you have to not only walk in purpose, but you have to understand what the purpose is that you're walking in. Okay, so
Yeah.
people out there, you have to understand what your purpose is, why you're going through it, or why do you want it so bad. You have to understand that. So it's very important that you understand your purpose. Make sure if you're walking in it, just have understanding of it. And the only way to get understanding is to seek God for understanding. Yes, seek
Yes.
God.
And there was I was just actually having a conversation with someone um with someone else, and it was all about understanding the reason you go through the journeys you go through,
Mm,
right? There is a purpose, as you say, there's a purpose for going through it. And I really got to the point of understanding that we go through our journeys either to learn a lesson or to teach a lesson, right?
right.
And so if you're not, if you already know what the answer is, you know what I'm saying? If you already know what's going to happen on the other side because you've been privy to this information, then really and truly you're going through it to teach someone else something, right?
Right.
There's been so many things that I've gone through in life, from personal to professional to medical, right, to health wise, and it was all a journey to either learn something or teach something. And my journey, for the 18 years of going through trying to have a family, I do know now that the purpose of that was to be able to now have this conversation. Was the
Mm,
purpose of it is to inspire
yeah.
someone else that's that feels like their faith is almost gone,
Right.
right? And it's not, again, it's not about having a family. It doesn't matter what it is that you are seeking. You have
Mm-hmm.
to continue to hold on. My journey was all about teaching people about how to have perseverance, even though there is pain inside your
Right.
perseverance, even though
Pushing through.
there's obstacles that you will come across. You have to be willing to persevere through whatever that is in order to get to the other side. So that is really the purpose that I
Mm-hmm.
went through. The reason I went through, I should say, the reason I went through my journey, I should say, is to get here to now be a walking, living, breathing testimony that
Right.
anything you desire can happen. You just have to, one, be in alignment.
Mm-hmm.
um, just persevere through it. Just persevere and enjoy the journey while you're on it. No matter
Enjoy.
the tears that you may shed, no matter the sleepless nights that you may go through, none of that is should take priority over you finding ways back to you and finding ways to live through and learn from the journey while you're on it.
Right. And while we are on timing and purpose, let's get into the test of patience. I talked about this a whole lot. I talked your ear off. I talked probably anybody who would listen ear off about losing patience. Like yeah, I lost patience. I lost patience for people, patience for the projects that I was, had been working on. I lost patience,
Yeah,
and I had to go back and reevaluate some things, and just get back into my place of purpose, and back into the place of me understanding my purpose. So
yeah.
tell us about a time where your patience had been tested and you just felt like, this is it. I don't want patience back. This is
Oh
it.
my gosh. My patients were tested every single month. Every single month. Oh my gosh. Like on my journey, having the patience to go back to the doctor every single month that you get a negative pregnancy test,
Mm-hmm.
right? um, Working your way and walking your way through tears as you walk back in the office again for another exam, another round of this and another round of that, that you don't feel is going to work, right? But I would say that I had to learn patience in order, for me to be the mom that I am today. I had to
Mm-hmm.
learn patience. So there's a number of things that helped me to learn patience. One is the journey, for sure. because without having to almost relive the journey over and over and over every single month, I wouldn't have had, built up the patience that I now have.
Right.
For another thing that I did is I actually became a big sister to a little 13-year-old girl who is now in college, okay,
Woo!
and doing amazing things in college. But
Mhm.
a big sister to her, and as a big sister, she taught me patience too. Because let me tell you, teenagers, okay.
Tell
Oh
us
my God.
about them. Tell us about
Listen, listen, these teenagers will try you.
them.
Every single corner, they will try you. And so she's such an amazing, gifted young lady, but I saw so much of myself in her. And I think
Mm,
there was a reason why we were matched. And everything happens for a reason. There's no
right.
coincidence in anything happening. And so we were matched because we're so much alike. So much alike. We have some of the same things that we're interested in. We are
Mhm.
very, and I could see myself in her as a little girl. When I was younger, I saw so much of her in me, and I'm just like wow. And so again, she helped me to learn patience, because there were times when I was just like, I'm just not doing this anymore. I'm tired. I'm just tired. It wasn't
Mhm.
that I was giving up, but I was tired of going through the motions every single month. When you're pumping yourself with all of these chemicals, and
Mhm.
it can begin to alter how you feel. It can begin to alter how you think. It began to alter everything about me, my personality. Like I was conscious enough to even see it for myself. Like, why am I acting this way? This is not me.
Mhm.
And even though I'm such a person that I can be alone and be okay, I was even more withdrawn, and I really didn't want to socialize with anybody about anything. I was just over everybody and everything. So
Mhm.
I was losing patience, but really and truly, I had to remind myself that I'm on a journey to getting what it is that I'm so desperately desiring. And so I couldn't just stop. But I will say that my patients were tested every single month that I went to the doctor. Every time they looked at me and said, it's negative. Every
Yeah.
time we're going to start again with a new medicine. Listen, I don't have time for this. I just can't. I'm tired. What else do you have besides this?
Right.
So yes, being having to be patient is another thing that taught me patience, though. And I think that again, God has a way of definitely bringing you back to your knees and saying, "Hey,
Right.
you have to learn what you need to learn. So go back, try that lesson again, and then come back and write that report and tell me what you learned." Right?
Yes, yes, yes. One thing that Mama always said is to always give God His word back. And even in the midst of going through um, losing out on things, even with even in that, I found it beneficial to read, understand, and give his word back to him. The promises that he made, he's not a man that he should lie. So, you guys out there tuning in, if there's anything that you are seeking of God, anything that, your heart desire, I urge you to give him his word back. Like,
Right.
it won't return void. It will not return void. So
Mhm.
just pray and seek God. And I know you get tired of hearing people say pray. That's what everybody say. Everybody say, well, you got to pray about it. You got to pray about it. And, it's good to pray about it and then turn around and do something. Like, you want to be patient and wait, but at the same time, faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
So you have to believe in it and trust in God, and then you have to do your part. Because He said, if you make one step, I'll do
See?
the rest. So
I almost broke out in song right there. Okay.
that one step,
Come on. Oh my
yes.
God. I would say this, in follow to what you just said, it's Now listen, church folk, do not come for me. Okay, I love Jesus just like you do, but what y'all
Look,
would not
if
do is
they
tell
come
me
for
when
you,
I
they gotta come for me too. Okay.
listen. So I'm gonna give y'all the chapter, the name of the book, the verse, and give y'all that good stuff. What you will not do is send me a message that I done messed up the name of this book that the good Lord wrote. But I will say that Habakkuk 2:2, right? I love that verse or that passage because it says, "Write the vision and make it plain." A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people miss out on that last part.
Yeah.
The last part is so that he that readeth can run.
Mm.
Here's the
You
thing.
better preach, girl.
In your life, you are the one who's going to read it and run with it.
Right.
So it's not just writing it down and making it plain and clear. You have to now pick up and take action towards
Mm-hmm.
what it is that you really want in life. And for me, that was all about getting myself in alignment, back in alignment with the word, back in alignment with what I'm supposed to be doing and how I'm supposed to be doing it. Not flipping off every time my husband says something to me. Because listen,
Look,
listen, it's easy, okay? And it was real easy during that time.
I
Real
like
easy,
you, babe.
right? Then it brings me to Matthew 17 and 20. And that's my absolute favorite verse. So if I don't know nothing else, I know this verse because that was my life. It is all about having faith of a mustard seed.
Mm.
Having
Yeah.
the faith, if you have the faith of the size of one mustard seed, anything is possible. I live, breathe, eat, sleep, and preach and teach by that one verse. Everything that I
Yeah.
am, I believe in it, and that's how I live my life. If I can have the faith to do something or to go after something or to hold on a little while longer for something, if I can have the faith just in a little bit of faith, it's going to work out. It'll
Yeah.
happen. It will
That's
happen.
all it takes is a little bit of faith.
That's it. That's
A
it.
little bit of faith. And people gonna call you crazy. Yes, they will. They will tell you, oh, that's not gonna work. At the end of the day,
Yeah,
you have to trust and believe in the God that you serve. And
absolutely.
you know too much about him. Don't let nobody make you doubt him.
Right?
I think that's a
Listen,
song too.
about to break out in song again, okay?
Lordy, Lordy.
I don't think the people are ready for that tonight. I don't think they're ready. But listen, I'm enjoying this conversation, about purpose because I'm ready to serve, ready to
Hmm.
inspire, ready to share my message, ready to share my story, my journey, because there are so many people out there that are still not understanding what they need to do.
Right.
They are they feel stuck, they feel frustrated, they feel angry, and I'm telling you all of this because that's how I felt. I
Yeah.
felt I was
Been there.
angry, I was frustrated, I was mad, I didn't know exactly how to feel at times. I was at a loss
Hmm.
for words sometimes. And again, it's not about you having to understand everything as it's happening. You just have to be willing, a willing participant in
Right.
your own life, a willing participant in your own journey. And once you become willing enough to go forward, everything else starts to fall in place. Everything starts to fall in place. Your mindset falls in place. That shift
Hmm.
in your mindset that you need, it begins to help you fall in place.
Right.
So the people that's around you, if they don't belong there, they'll begin to fall off, and more people that needs to be there will fall in place. Okay.
Right. Right. Right.
So again, another thing is that about being alone. Um, I was surrounded by people that love me, right? But I still felt alone, and I
Hmm.
think my aloneness was really a big. I'm part of just me not wanting to talk about it or being. I felt ashamed about it.
Hmm.
I didn't really want people to understand what I was going through. But I will tell you this: that I was a part of a community called Toastmasters. I'm gonna just tell you a quick story. And I know this is one of the big parts that relieved me from all of my stuff. Okay, but I joined the Toastmasters organization back in, I think, 2014. And I was hesitant about joining it because I was like, they're going to kick me out. I'm never going to be serious. You're always going to have to laugh if I'm here. Whenever I talk, we laugh. That's just it. I'm country. I will not speak perfect English. Y'all are not going to accept me. So they said they assured me we would not kick you out, Tamika. Come on and join us. And so I said, "You sure? You sure?" And they said no. So I joined, and In Toastmasters, I began to feel that familial feeling, right? I felt
Mhm.
surrounded by people who genuinely wanted to hear from me, who wanted to see me excel in that goal. And then I began to share my journey. I began to share my journey with my Toastmasters family. I began to share the things that I was going through, the things that I had gone through. I cried while I spoke.
Mhm.
They understood my tears, and it wasn't for show. It was real genuine because
Right.
I was still going through it. I didn't have a child yet. I was still trying to figure out, when is it going to be my time? Why not now? So while I'm inspiring them, I'm trying to inspire myself and keep myself motivated to keep going as well when I speak. And so I will say that that was a big part of me beginning to share my journey. It was a big part of me beginning to open up to people and being okay with having the conversations, and understanding that even though they weren't going through what I was going through, they still could understand just because they cared and they loved me. And so because of that, I began to open up and I began to share my story and my journey with others. And I believe that that was a big part that helped me to shift my mindset to saying, okay, I do have people that I can talk to. They're not
Mhm.
crazy all the way for holding out, but having those people that believed in me and that believed in the vision that I felt that I received from God, like having that around me 24/7, it really just set me it set
Yes.
me up for success in starting to enjoying my journey. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. We are getting ready to close out. This has been an amazing conversation with the Tamika Chapman. Yes, CEO of Mogul TV Global Network that we are currently streaming through. Um, so I want to, you know, leave everyone with the feeling that they have watched, tuned in, and they either learned something or they have something that they can leave with. And I'm going to leave you all with this: the reward for going through, the reward for persevering, the reward for being patient. It's the level of expectancy. Even though we may be sitting around asking God for a new hairdo, or just something small, it's the level of expectancy for me, because even though I'm asking him for something that's small, he just goes above and beyond. uh, he blows my mind every time. So it's the level of expectancy. And when you walk in a level of expectancy, and you wholeheartedly live out God's will for your life, you can get ready to walk through every door, sis, in your stilettos, if that's what you choose to walk in. Men, in your loafers, in your sneakers, your Jordans, whatever you decide to walk in, you will walk through those